Let's track this from the beginning. We start with something pure. Something exciting. Then, deal with something new. Yeah. Told you. Okay so far? You like it? I'm feeling it. Yeah. Why stop there? This is it. This is the path I started us on.
Our very strength invites challenge. Challenge incites conflict. Conflict breeds catastrophe. The thing isn't beautiful because it lasts.
What a sweet-ass run it's been. Epic forces of darkness and light. What a world. Universe now.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. You probably saw in the past couple of days, Marvel officially revealed what their Infinity Saga box set looks like, so we'll break it down. Marvel also just had their story retreat where they were breaking Marvel Phase 5 stories, talking about Fantastic Four, X-Men, Avengers 5, all the bigger stuff that's coming up. So because it's New York Comic-Con weekend as I'm posting this video, there was a really cool Fantastic Four Wolverine interview that I'll include later in this video. But of course I'm doing giveaways for the Infinity Saga box set. I was only able to score 2 copies of it because it's a limited edition. They didn't say how many they're printing, but I do actually have a couple now that I am capable of giving away to other people. So we can actually do the giveaway now. All you have to do to enter that is be a subscriber and leave your best Fantastic Four or X-Men theory for Marvel Phase 5 on the video. I'll explain more giveaway stuff at the end of the video, but this is basically what comes with the actual set because you're paying about $550 to get the entire thing. It's all 23 films and a special bonus disc with all the special deleted scenes that nobody has ever seen before that Kevin Feige was talking about a couple weeks ago when he released this X-Men Spider-Man post-credit scene from the first Iron Man film. So the joke right now that everybody's saying is if you're already a big Marvel fan, you probably bought a lot of the Blu-rays already, so you own the movies, and you're basically paying for a $550 bonus disc. Don't worry, when this actually drops in November, I'll post as many of those special bonus scenes from that bonus disc as possible. You also get a Matt Ferguson lithograph of the picture that covers the spines of all the jackets of the DVDs, which is actually pretty cool. He's just one of the concept artists that works on a lot of Marvel films. You get a numbered plaque with all 6 Avengers signatures on it because this is limited edition, and you get the letter from Kevin Feige. But here's actually what this letter reads, so I'll just read it here. He says, "From the first shot in Iron Man to the final frame in Avengers Endgame, the Infinity Saga has had an astonishing journey that we've taken together with our talented actors, our incredible crew, Stan Lee and all of his amazing co-creators and artists, and of course you, our most passionate fans. At the start of each of our films, the Marvel Studios team gathers to brainstorm ideas and storylines that will surprise the audience at every turn. It's a guiding principle for the studio because those shocking moments are the reason we all enjoy to go to the movies. Each surprise, a character turn, a gripping action sequence, an Easter egg from the comics, is designed to build on the moments that came before it, expanding the storylines of our favorite characters and making these films fun to watch over and over again. So from everyone at Marvel Studios, a big thank you to all our fans. Without you, the MCU would not be possible. While we have much more in store, the Infinity Saga will always be a special set of films, and we hope that you enjoy watching it again and again. Thank you, signed Kevin. So he talks about brainstorming and having a bunch of stuff planned that's coming up. They actually just had their Marvel retreat for talking about story in Marvel Phase 5. That includes Fantastic Four movie, the X-Men reboot movie, Nova, Silver Surfer, Avengers 5, Young Avengers. They've already got their story for Spider-Man 3 because Tom Holland said that they already pitched the story to Sony back when they were still fighting with Marvel over the character, because they had to start rolling into pre-production so that they can start shooting Spider-Man 3 next fall.
I sat down with some of our creatives and we pitched Spider-Man 3, which is going to be something very special, something very different.
Because it's New York Comic Con week, a lot of comic book news happening. Matthew Vaughn, who is now under the Disney umbrella with his franchise of films, is pitching another Fantastic Four film to the Marvel people. A lot of big directors are, but this is what he has to say.
Yeah, I've always loved the idea of doing Fantastic Four as it was originally written. I mean, it's one of my favorite comics. I actually think Fantastic Four as a piece of IP is in theory as big as Spider-Man. You know, I think those the values of Fantastic Four and Spider-Man, I think those are the reason, if you're a kid, you can imagine being part of the Fantastic Four family and you can imagine being Peter Parker. Right. So, yeah, I think Fan 4 would be the one that would excite me the most.
I'd be on board. And my last thing for you, you introduced Taron Egerton to the world. There are a lot of fans like myself who think Taron would make a great Wolverine if we do end up seeing another Wolverine. Would you get behind something like that?
God, yeah. Yeah, why not? I mean, listen, if I would ask for Mr. Jackman's permission and his blessing, because Hugh is the man, and if Hugh, if I ended up doing another X-Men and did Wolverine, I would want whoever I cast, I'd only do it if I hit with Hugh's blessing.
So I don't know if I'm completely sold on the idea of Taron Wolverine, but I do agree with what he says about doing Fantastic Four as it was originally written. So what that means is that you don't do it with teenagers, you actually do it with adults, they're not married yet, and you haven't introduced Doctor Doom yet, because Doctor Doom wasn't introduced till Fantastic Four number 5 in July 1962. He wasn't even the first villain that they faced. They crossed over with Spider-Man relatively early in his career when he came along. Now technically they are Marvel's first family, so they came first in the comics before the X-Men came, so that's why we're getting a Fantastic Four movie before we get an X-Men reboot movie. But we all saw that scene at the end of Spider-Man Far From Home. There were a lot of theories about what was coming inside the new Avengers Tower. They never revealed it. Then we had all the Marvel-Sony fallout, so it seemed like it was a moot point. Like, oh, Marvel's just gonna have to do whatever they want to do with it if they had some big grand plan for Spider-Man. But you can still turn it into the new Baxter building, and Spider-Man can still get involved with it somehow with more Easter eggs in Spider-Man 3, even if they don't do Fantastic Four till 2022, 2023. Because think about it this way, we're probably going to get that movie around the time they're getting ready to ramp up for Avengers 5, and part of the reason for setting the post-Endgame future in 2023 is that we're probably going to see Avengers 5 in the real world in 2023, so that the timeline actually makes sense. Like, oh, the movies have finally caught up with real life. But the Fantastic Four already have a lot of story connections to the Marvel Universe. You talk about the Quantum Realm, the Negative Zone, more concepts like Galactus, Silver Surfer, the stuff that they're teasing in the Spider-Man Far From Home, Nick Fury post-credit scene. But in the same way that the Spider-Man movies inside the MCU started at the very beginning of the Spider-Man comics, I wouldn't be surprised if they do the exact same thing with the Fantastic Four, albeit slightly updated for present day. Obviously, you have to explain how they exist in modern society. But everybody post your Fantastic Four and X-Men theories for Marvel Phase 5, and what'll happen is I'll just keep this big box set Infinity Saga giveaway open for the next couple of weeks. Everybody click here for my Joker movie review, and click here for my new Iron Man X-Men Easter egg video. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.